Welcome back. The advent of the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, has brought on a brand new dawn for humanity. From banking to entertainment to health and education, the transformation of the human experience with technology over the last 20 years has been a wonder to behold. It is clear that the digital economy is here to stay and will keep shaping our future. Which brings us to our guests in studio. SABC News spoke to the Tshimologong Digital Innovation Hub, Itumeleng Dhlamini, the Community Manager, and Tanye van Loren Van Themaat, the Incubation Manager, about how South Africa is doing in the digital innovation space and where Tshimologong fits into the picture.
Is a young, vibrant, dynamic community of innovators, and we all exist to advance the digital skills economy of South Africa.
Your view from
your
side?
So I'm more involved on the entrepreneurial side.
Okay.
So we're looking at building really awesome digital businesses in the space as well.
So, I mean, Tshimologong was founded by Wits University.
Okay.
We actually formally launched in 2016. And we really exist to try and solve two key problems that are facing South Africa today. And that's the issue of the lack of skills within the digital skills economy and unemployment. And we do this in a variety of ways. One of them being we run a skills academy at Tshimologong, where we go out and we look for youth who are previously disadvantaged and are looking for opportunities to be able to work in the skills in the digital skills area. And so we go out and we look for them, and then we would take them through various courses that would get them to a level where they can then find employment in the technology sector. And then we also work with entrepreneurs, so in the tech space, to further develop them in their ideas.
Okay, Tanya, take us through the business development side of it.
So the way it normally works is some entrepreneur or someone has an idea and they come to us, and we've got various programs at this point where we take entrepreneurs from ideation through to building businesses. We're looking for businesses that are mostly focused in the digital space, so that's hardware, software, content, and that has some innovative edge to it as well. And there are various programs that we take them on. We use the lean startup methodology to help them test their ideas and make sure that the ideas they're building and the time they spent on these ideas actually they do have a customer base, and that they're building something that people want. And we do this with a whole, with all our partners. We've got IBM and what's in their supercomputer in the building and in the precinct as well. We've got various partners like BCX and Telkom and AXA and JP Morgan, and who are all part of the helping these entrepreneurs build their businesses as well.
Now, in layman's terms, what sort of value add do you add to a new startup company?
So, I mean, you can take that.
So, I think initially it's all about testing the idea. So we play devil's advocate and we try to shoot as many holes into the idea and the business as possible. And if the boat still doesn't sink after the first couple of rounds, then we help them to build their business models. We help them to actually build their first initial minimum viable product. We give them a lot of mentorship, and we introduce them to key people in the industry as well.
And I mean, starting a tech company is a very lonely and difficult experience for entrepreneurs. And how Tshimologong approaches this is we try and build a community where these entrepreneurs can come and they are able to work in an environment where they are interacting with like-minded individuals, where they're able to get mentors to come through and mentor them. So in a sense, we're trying to create an ecosystem of support within the precinct. So they don't need to step out and get support elsewhere. It's all provided for them in the precinct.
Now, in terms of feasibility and infrastructure and finances, if I'm a new entrepreneur, what sort of plans would I have to make to be included or get myself involved or be a part of this ecosystem?
I think there are various routes. So you can come and become a member of Tshimologong, where you use the co-working space, and by that you're just surrounded by innovators and other entrepreneurs. And then we have various programs that run and various competitions that are ongoing. So we currently, applications open for the BCX and Telkom innovation program. So this is a program that assists entrepreneurs into becoming suppliers into the BCX and Telkom database. And then you have AXA. I think you can talk a little bit more of what's happening with AXA.
So one of we've got a very exciting opportunity at the moment where the airports company South Africa has an access management challenge that they're throwing out there.
So this would be one of the examples of how
So this is one of examples. So instead of going the normal procurement route where they could easily get a company to come and design this software for them, they want to engage the youth, they want to engage startup entrepreneurs to come and and participate in a hackathon that we will be running, where they will then get to develop a system that will then be able to be utilized by AXA to address the security access control challenges.
Oh, that's very, very interesting. But what are some of the challenges that you guys face?
As a startup?
As a startup,
because we are also a startup.
Yeah, as a startup, what are the challenges that you yourselves face, as well as other entrepreneurs in trying to get into the space?
I think mindset. So in terms of corporates, I think there's a lot of education for corporates and understanding the startup life cycle, but also the man on the street, the woman on the street. People want to be entrepreneurs. There's a lot of training around how to think like an entrepreneur, because if you've worked in a corporate, you can't take that thinking and start a startup. So we do a lot of training and talking around what does it mean to be an entrepreneur, and then how do you bring startups, entrepreneurs and corporates together, because they are worlds apart. So we want to also be that link that is a space for corporates to come and bring their challenges and bring the problems that they have, and actually welcome entrepreneurs and innovators to come and solve those problems.
Now, where does the precinct position itself in terms of being relevant to the future of Industry 4.0 per se?
I think one of the most exciting things about the precinct is that we actually, within the precinct, we have the IBM Research Hub, which is one of 2 on the African continent and one of 9 in the entire in the world. And and their focus is on artificial intelligence. As Tanya mentioned, Watson is in the building as well. And so I would say we're there to, to introduce entrepreneurs, to introduce students, youth, to what is out there, the kind of different technologies that are out there. But beyond that, we also have an IoT lab, Internet of Things lab at the precinct. We work quite a lot with virtual reality and alternative reality. And we also have a maker space in the precinct where makers can come and prototype their ideas. They can come and build the hardware just to sort of complement the kind of business idea that they have. So we have all of that in the precinct. And so we're trying to promote this in a way that will hopefully ensure that instead of importing all the technology that's out there, that South Africa plays a key role in creating this technology and exporting it to the world.
Books and libraries are a necessity.